Welcome to Ageless Wisdom. I'm Pat Alva-Kraker.
And I'm Peng. Welcome to Ageless Wisdom with a Z, the podcast series at TownSquareTalk.
At Ageless Wisdom, we focus on relevancy, vitality, and longevity movement, RVL in short. Today, we're exploring something many accomplished women understand deeply, even if we rarely name it: the achievement belief. The quiet belief that says, I'm valuable when I'm producing. I matter when I'm accomplishing. I'm worthy when I'm needed, when I'm recognized, successful, or useful. But today is not about deciding whether achievement is good or bad. Achievement can be beautiful. It can be meaningful. It can be powerful. The deeper question is, what happens when achievement becomes the way we measure our worth? So as you listen today, I invite you not to look for our answers, look for your own. Where did your achievement belief begin? What has it given you and what has it cost you? And who are you when nothing needs to be proven?
That is such an important distinction, Pat. We're not here to take achievement away. We're here to become curious about the role it has played in our lives. Mm-hmm. So today, let the questions do the work. Let's begin at the very beginning. When did achievement first become important to you? Was it when you got good grades? When someone praised you for being responsible? Mm-hmm. When you became the one people could count on? And when you realized that doing well brought approval, attention, safety, or love? Think back. What did achievement mean in your family? Was success celebrated? Was rest allowed? Was making mistakes safe? Were you noticed more when you performed well? Were you praised for who you were or for what you did? And here's the deeper question. When you were young, what did you believe you had to do to be loved? Did you have to be good, be helpful, smart, quiet, strong, successful? Did you learn that your needs mattered? Or did you learn that your performance mattered more? For many of us, achievement didn't begin as ambition. It began as adaptation. So the question becomes, what did achievement help you survive? What did it help you receive? What did it help you avoid? And if achievement once protected you, is it still protecting you now? Or is it quietly pressuring you?
Wow, that's powerful, Pearl. I love the question. Did achievement begin as an ambition or as an adaptation? That one question alone today could open a door for so many women. When I think about your questions and put myself way back when I was a child, I can tell you that it began with good grades. I was accepted, I was loved and praised when I got good grades, especially from my dad. How about you?
Well, I can so relate to that. And I thought about the sibling rank because I am the firstborn daughter. And achievement for me was being there for my brothers when the parents or the caretakers aren't around, That was the very, very beginning before I even went to grade school or gotten good grades. That's always, always praised and expected even in an Asian family. So these are really awesome questions for everyone to ponder.
And as you say, certain responsibilities of being a firstborn, I was a firstborn too. So I can relate to a lot of those responsibilities and expectations as a firstborn. So now let's take a look at what achievement gives us. Because if we keep chasing something, there's usually a reason. So ask yourself, what do I feel when I accomplish something? Do I feel relieved? Oh, God, I got this done. Check the box. Pride? Safety? Do you feel safe? Do you feel in control? Visibility? Maybe you feel important. Belonging? Do I enjoy the achievement itself, or do I enjoy the temporary feeling that it gives me? And then what happens after? Does the feeling fade? Do I let myself celebrate? Or do I immediately ask, what's next? Bingo. Here's another question. What am I hoping that my next achievement will finally prove? That I'm enough? That I'm capable? That I'm important? That I matter? At my age, that I haven't fallen behind, that I'm not invisible, especially for those that are in their 50s. Sometimes we say we're chasing goals, but underneath, we may be chasing permission. Permission to rest, permission to feel proud, secure, permission to feel worthy. So pause with this. What are you really chasing? What is the goal? Or what do you believe you will feel when the goal is accomplished or given to you? If you've already had that feeling today, how would you live your life differently?
Pat, that question is so revealing. What am I hoping this next achievement will finally prove? Because sometimes the goal is not the real goal. Sometimes the real goal is peace. Because most achievements I had in my life really pales as my achievement in raising my daughter. Yet, during the primary time, ambitious time, I put in so much time and efforts, many times away from my family because of the consulting career demands. And reflection has been so very powerful to contemplate and really get the priorities straight throughout the journey. What about you, Pat? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I hear you, the priorities and family and being a mom, how that, taking a lot of pride in being a good mom. And then we're both ambitious. So how does that all fit, right, together? For me, I can tell you that a lot of my drive and my accomplishments was towards answering the question, am I enough? Am I enough? And I'm probably not the only one that can relate to that question.
I can relate.
Am I worthy? Yeah, it's this, this whole conversation about achievement belief really brought up a lot within me, for sure, to think about.
Well, thank you, Pat, for sharing. Let's go deeper into identity. Who are you when you are achieving? And who do you believe you are when you are not achieving? That might be the heart of the achievement belief, I think.
Yeah.
Because achievement becomes dangerous when it stops being something we do and becomes the only way we know ourselves. So ask yourself, how do I introduce myself? What parts of my life do I lead with? My title, my role, my accomplishments, my responsibilities, my productivity? And what parts of me do I leave out? My softness and tenderness, my curiosity, my creativity, my wisdom, my humor, my desires, and inner life. If someone doesn't see your resume, ladies and gents, your family role, your bank account, your awards, your career, or your productivity, what would they still know about you? And maybe even more importantly, what will you still know about yourself? Do you feel valuable on a quiet day? Do you feel worthy when no one needs you? Do you feel enough when nothing is being completed? What identity is waiting underneath the achieving? And are you willing to meet her?
Are you willing to meet her? That is such a beautiful invitation, Pearl. What identity is waiting underneath the achieving? Because the question is not, who am I becoming? Maybe it's, who have I been underneath all along? So I think about, from this particular segment, the one that I thought about a lot was, how do I introduce myself? And I thought about all the different ways that I introduce myself depending on who I'm talking to. And that will determine what I add or what I subtract from who I am. And there were a number of introductions from being an introduction to community, to corporate, to when I'm on a board. I mean, I just really stopped and think, wow, that is amazing. All the different ways that I choose to tell people about myself. It makes me stop and think. Really, this is a profound question. Who have I been underneath it all? Who
Right?
is the real Pat? Yeah, exactly.
That is such a wonderful contemplation, since we somehow have different personas because we wear
Yes.
multiple hats, we play different roles in the world, right? You're woman, first you were the daughter, and then you become independent and you still are the daughter. And yet you start to accumulate all these different roles. We would sometimes even wear multiple hats at work. Sometimes you
Yes,
gotta
that's
do,
true.
right? You gotta do the QA. You also need to do the development of the codes. You got, or you could be producing something, yet also being the host. That's not just what we're doing
Absolutely.
right now.
Right. And a team member and how you introduce yourself to executives.
Yes.
And yeah, it's really fascinating when you stop and think about this. The follow-on question is, now we come to the question that really requires honesty. What has the achievement belief cost you?
Mm.
Not because achievement is wrong, but because we know every belief has a price. Everything that we do has a price. So Ask yourself, has achievement cost me rest? Has it cost me peace? Has it cost me presence? Has it cost me joy? Has it cost me the quality of my relationships? Has it cost me in good health? That's a big one. In health. Has it cost me the ability to receive or to just simply be? What comes up for you when you slow down? Do you feel guilty because you're not doing something? Do you get anxious? Do you feel restless, fearful? Or do you get a sense like, I should be doing more? Where did that should come from? And whose voice is that? Is it really mine? A parent's? A teacher's? Someone in the workplace? Our culture? A younger version of me that learned that stillness was unsafe. And here's another question. What have I been postponing until after the next achievement? What have I been postponing till after the next achievement? Rest? Oh, I'll rest when I get this project done. The joy, the gratitude of having completed it. Play, connection, self-acceptance, vacation. You know, how long have I been making myself wait? Maybe the cost hasn't only been exhaustion. Maybe it's been delaying our lives, Pearl. So today, simply ask, what part of my life is asking to be lived right now? Not after I accomplish one more thing.
That lands solid for me, Pat, because after one more achievement, it might become a lifetime. So for me, the question has become, what if life is not waiting at the finish line? What if life is asking to be noticed today? And this brought up so many memories. A couple pops up right now. One is my father's passing when I was turning 30. And the other is when I discovered that I had precancerous cells in my body and I had to go through 2 surgeries, though it was pretty painless, yet it was quite scary. Yeah. And too many times, both Pat and I have discovered that we're not alone. Many of us don't really stop to think until something starts to show up, something bad, big time. We all know diseases don't happen just overnight. It's begun ever since we were born and so on. So the health part is totally resonating with me the most. And as I mentioned earlier on, the priorities, what's truly important. How about you, Pat?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the health for sure for me, you know, two diagnoses of cancer were showstoppers and really made me stop and think about what am I doing in my life? What decisions am I making that have brought me to this point? And, you know, so many times, you know, we know that there's something wrong or we know that we're tired or many of my friends will say, well, you know, once I get done with this project, I'll go to the doctor and get my knee checked. Or when I get this done, I'll go and get, you know, my elbow checked. I'll go get, and it just, I hear it often from even my own friends. They're delaying something really important. I remember in corporate America, people would say, oh, I'll sleep when I die. You know, you're putting in 15, 20 hours. Oh, I'll sleep when I die. And how we just laugh that off. But there's always a cost. And you and I have been in that situation where the cost was a health scare for sure. Mm,
Well, our time and our energy are the two most precious resources we have in life.
I agree.
Too often, we got so hung up with what the achievement is giving us or what we think the achievement is giving us. So now let's imagine a different possibility. What if nothing needed to be proven? Not because you stopped growing, not because you stopped dreaming, not because you stopped creating, but because your worth was no longer on trial.
That's a biggie.
Ask yourself, if I had nothing to prove, what would I stop doing? What would I start doing? What would I do more slowly? What would I do more with joy? What would I say no to? What would I say yes to? Would I still have goals? Probably. But would I hold them differently? Would
I would for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Would I pursue them from pressure or from purpose? From fear or from freedom? From proving or from expressing?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the shift. Achievement doesn't have to disappear, for it becomes our expression. Instead of evidence that we're enough, ask yourself, what if your achievement came from wholeness, not from the need to prove, earn, or become enough? What would ambition feel like if it was rooted in peace? What would I become if I stopped trying to earn the worth I already have?
Yeah. That is such a powerful reframe, Pearl. Achievement as expression, self-expression, not evidence. That feels like a completely different way to live. A lot more fun, a lot more at peace and joy. Oh, that's an amazing question. I love the reframe. You know, Pearl, as we close today, and we want to leave our audience with questions, not conclusions. So take one of these with you, ladies and gentlemen. Where did my achievement originally begin? What am I hoping achievement will give me? What happens if I'm not producing? And who am I when I'm not producing? What has it cost me? What part of my life have I been postponing because of achievement? And what if there was nothing to prove? Lots of questions. Don't rush the answer. Take one of the questions, take a walk, sleep on it, and let them reveal what is ready to be seen.
And if one of those questions makes you uncomfortable, be gentle with yourself. Sometimes discomfort is not a warning. Sometimes it is an invitation. And to help you discover your answers, we have prepared a worksheet for you to find your own insights. The link to download the worksheet can be found in the description of this video.
Yes. Pearl, what's your pearl of wisdom from today's conversation?
Well, thanks for asking, Pat. My pearl of wisdom today is this: keep achieving and do so with clarity. Set your goals intentionally, and as new information unfolds, adjust and adapt your path without losing sight of who you are. Pat, what's yours?
When we no longer need achievement to prove our worth, we can finally let achievement become part of our joy, part of our self-expression. Yes.
Yay to that. And thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Now let's share what's coming up in September on Ageless Wizdom. Pat?
Yes. In September, we'll be talking about what it's like to be an experienced and successful professional woman in the corporate world with our guest speaker, Belinda Mays. Thank you for joining us on Ageless Wizdom. We appreciate you. Until next time, stay curious,
stay open, and keep choosing wisdom.